What's up? I'm back. It's your boy Warren's Vlog. Well, my name is Warren Freeman. This is Warren's Vlog. We're here with episode 12, and I'm here to review Monday Night Raw from yesterday, September 13th, 2021. I tell you guys all the time, I don't watch Raw. I work nights, so I always watch Raw the following morning and then review it the following, right after I watch it. And my friends are assholes, and they kind of spoiled the finish for me. So going into this show, I already knew that Big E cashed in his briefcase and won the title. But it was still interesting to see it go down, how it went down. And of course, Big E, and I saw this earlier yesterday. Big E tweeted that he was going to show up on Raw and cash in his briefcase. So I guess my friends really didn't spoil it. I mean, Big E put it on Twitter. And people are saying that, the ratings are in the dumps. They're trying to compete with AEW. They're trying to compete with the NFL. I don't even know if there was a Monday Night Football game on last night, but I'm not sure how I feel about the whole random episode of Raw having the title switch hands like that. But I'll talk about that more at the end of this video. Alright, so we start off with a Raw opening segment. Big E makes his entrance. And this is kind of how this happens. Like, nobody says anything. Big E makes his entrance. RK Bro make their entrance. And then MVP and Bobby Lashley make their entrance. And then they all exchange words. MVP claims that, he points out the fact that he was supposed to have, him and Bobby Lashley were supposed to compete for the Raw tag titles on this episode of Raw. But, MVP claimed that Randy Orton politicked his way into getting the WWE title match moved to tonight. And Randy Orton doesn't necessarily deny that. But he says, "Oh no, I didn't politic. I just went to who I needed to go to, and got the date changed because I'm Randy freaking Orton." So I don't think that was a good response by Randy Orton and addressing MVP's claims to politicking. But anywho, then MVP turns to Big E and says, "Oh, you ran from SmackDown because you're afraid to cash in on Roman Reigns and you're afraid of Brock Lesnar." And as soon as MVP says to Big E, "You're afraid of Brock Lesnar," MVP says, "I'm not." So that's definitely setting up. I think that little moment right there is definitely setting up Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar down the line, especially now that we know Bobby Lashley is no longer WWE champion. Also, Big E or Bobby. It's a lot of B's here. So Bobby Lashley turns to Big E and says, "If you try to cash in that briefcase, I'll shove that briefcase so far up your ass you'll be able to taste the fine print." And then, Bobby Lashley kind of holds the briefcase up in his face. Or Big E holds the briefcase up in his face. Bobby Lashley smacks it out of his hand. They go face to face. Orton hits the RKO on Bobby Lashley, and that ends the segment. So I gave that a like. I did like that opening segment. Then we go to a Charlotte Flair interview. She claims that Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler are great competitors, but they're not on her level. And she's going to beat Shayna Baszler. Long live the Queen. I feel like that's going to be a catchphrase now. Slap it on a t-shirt, slap it on a lunch pocket, then you sell it, you sell it, you sell it. Jurassic Park. Yeah, that's my Jurassic Park thing. Reference. So then we have a championship contender match. I fucking hate this. WWE, why are you so lazy? Why must you have a championship contender match with the champion in the match? Why do you do the things that you do? Dislike. The match, however, I did like. Charlotte hit her moonsault. Charlotte took a very nasty German suplex. It just looked the way that it landed, or the angle of the camera just caught it at a very nasty angle. And then I talked about this last week, and I said that Charlotte did the suck it chant, and after Charlotte hit the moonsault, Nia Jax came out to the ring and she did the suck it chant. But what was funny about this was Nia was like, P-U. Ugh. That was funny. Like, I don't know what is with Charlotte and the but it's not like an X. It's like a, I don't get it. So then they do the same distraction finish they did last week. Nia Jax gets up on the apron. Charlotte hits the big boot and wins, pinning Shayna Baszler, which I think that should be. I kind of chuckled a little bit because I'm like, damn, that's like when you play a video game and you don't beat them with their finisher move, you beat them with their signature move. Like she got beat with the C finish. It's like Sami Zayn winning a match with the Blue Thunder Bomb, or what's another one? I don't know, Roman Reigns winning the match with a Superman punch. It's just weird. So, but I do that. That being said, I do think that the big boot is a better move for Charlotte Flair than natural selection because she doesn't always hit it clean. So, um, and speaking of better finishers for people, I know I'm jumping ahead, but like Rhea Ripley beat Natalia with that. I don't know what it's called, but it's like this weird reverse standing sharpshooter thingamajig, which, I mean, as far as finishers go, I feel like that's better than the Riptide, but I'm getting ahead of myself, so I'll get to that when I get to it later. So Alexa Bliss comes out offering a gift. And like last week, this was the loudest segment of the night. I mentioned in Miami how, of course, the crowd came alive in a main event for MVP, more specifically. But other than that, last week, Alexa got the loudest pop. And this week, here in Boston, I feel like Alexa got the loudest pop or the loudest reaction. So Charlotte offers her a gift. And it's almost as if Charlotte knows what's in the box because Charlotte says this great line. She says, I don't collect dolls, I collect championships, and holds up her title. And then they make fun of Daniel Bryan. Alexa Bliss says, open a gift. Charlotte says no. Alexa says yes. Charlotte says no. Alexa says yes. And you even see people doing this, in the crowd. So WWE knew what they were doing. It was cringeworthy. Then Charlotte says, okay, fine, I'll take it. So she takes the gift. She says, it's not ticking, so that's a good thing. A little too close to home. I mean, anniversary of 9/11 was only like 3 days ago. So I don't know. It didn't offend me personally, but I felt like, I don't know if that was a good line. So yeah, she opens the gift, and it's this Charlotte, it's this Lily doll, and she's dressed as Charlotte. She's got the blonde hair, and she has the women's title. And Charlotte takes offense to this, obviously. Alexa gets a great line in calling Charlotte a narcissistic bitch. So obviously Charlotte takes offense to that. Charlotte throws the doll at Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss attacks Charlotte, and Alexa whoops her ass. Actually gets the code red in on Charlotte, which, again, we're talking about better finishers for people. I mean, the whole weird moonsault thing Alexa does, I forget what she calls it, Twisted Bliss. That's cool and all. The DDT, how original is that, right? I think the code red would be a better move for her. But I think the problem with the code red is can she hit it on everybody? Because both people have to, work together on that move. But again, code red, awesome move for Alexa Bliss. And I hate it when she was doing the Sister Abigail because she's so short. And when she hit it on taller people, it just looked weird. So, we go to a Randy Orton hype video, hyping up his career accomplishments up to this point, and then his confrontations with Bobby Lashley with some RKO on him the past 3 weeks. We get a heatless 6-man tag team match between Drew McIntyre, the Viking Raiders, Jinder Mahal, Veer, and Shanky. This match is so short, Ivan doesn't even get tagged in. Drew basically dominates and wins. It was heatless. I felt like Drew is kind of directionless right now. Um, Maybe not now because Bobby Lashley is no longer WWE champion. So maybe now that opens Drew up to get back in that title picture. But this match was heatless. Um, if you, I think you should have did this match after SummerSlam. If the idea was to continue the rivalry between Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal, but after SummerSlam, Drew started going after the U.S. title, and then Jinder Mahal was just doing whatever. He was in the tag team turmoil shit last week. So I don't know. I think both guys are kind of directionless right now, and that's why I felt like this match had no heat, so I gave it a dislike. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods hype up Big E backstage. We get more 24/7 shit. Get it the fuck off my TV. Dislike. Damian Priest versus Jeff Hardy for the U.S. Championship. I don't want to make another MGK reference, but I seem to be doing that a lot lately for some reason. But on commentary, they say that Damian Priest gets to wrestle as his idol. When your idol is my rival, I believe when your idol is my rival was pretty damn close to what one of the commentators said. So that's why it made me think of MGK. Sheamus comes out for commentary. I usually don't like when wrestlers do that because it takes away from the match. Sheamus had a pretty funny line about Priest shooting the imaginary arrows. I thought that was funny. And here's another problem I have. You're having a championship match, but you're promoting Sheamus versus Damian Priest for Extreme Rules. So that's why I really don't like having title matches before pay-per-views, especially when the pay-per-view is promoting the title match. And I would make the same argument for Randy Orton and Big E, but we know that the date got changed from Extreme Rules till tonight. So that's my problem with having championship contender matches. Like, why would you do Charlotte versus Shayna Baszler in the number one contenders match when Alexa Bliss is penciled in to wrestle Charlotte for the women's title? So if Shayna would have won, what are you going to have her added to the match as a triple threat? And you already know my opinion of championship contender matches with the fucking champion in the match. So I'm not going to get on that rant again. Damian Priest and Jeff Hardy tore it up, man. I thought it was a pretty good match. Damian Priest won with the Reckoning. Sheamus jumps in the ring and jumps him. Bro kicks Jeff Hardy, sets up a bro kick on Damian Priest, but Priest gets him with a big boot before Sheamus could connect. And Corey Graves had a great line. When Sheamus hits the bro kick, people don't get back up. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that match. I had suggested a Belfast brawl. I was just being funny when I said that last week, but it is Extreme Rules, so why not take advantage of that pay-per-view title and do something extreme? I think a Belfast street fight or Belfast brawl would be awesome. So we get backstage and we got Nikki Ash and Rhea Ripley discussing their match. We're discussing the scheduled match with Rhea Ripley and Natalya. The tag team champions walk up, Natalya and Tamina. And they get into a scuffle. Sonya Deville gets between them and says, hey, since there's a lot of tension here, I'm going to make an additional match. So it's going to be Nikki Ash versus Tamina. And then right after that, we'll get Natalya versus Rhea Ripley. And oh my God, this was a fucking mess. Holy shit. The match itself was okay, but I had to give it the whole match a dislike for the finish. So, and listen, okay, I watched this at least 3 or 4 times because I was so damn confused as to what was going on. So, Nikki hits a tornado DDT on Tamina. A referee counts 1, the referee counts 2. Tamina gets her shoulder up, okay? Tamina gets her shoulder up. The referee goes 1, 2, ignores Tamina's shoulder clearly up, and counts to 3. So then the announcer says, and the winner of this match, Tamina. And they play Tamina's music. And I'm I'm so like flabbergasted by this. The referee counts 3. He tries to call it off, but they still ring the bell. They play the wrong music. They play the wrong music and announce the wrong person as the winner. I don't know. I watched it 4 times and couldn't make sense of it. So we transition into Natalya versus Rhea Ripley. Tamina tries to get involved, gets taken out. Natalya tries to roll Rhea up and put her feet on the ropes for leverage. Nikki knocks it off. Then Natalya gets locked in that submission, which I don't know what it is, and then Natalya taps out. This match was much better than Nikki and Tamina, so I gave that a like. And then I don't. Then we get an 8-man tag team match. We got the New Day, Mansoor, and Mustafa Ali versus AJ, Omos, T-Bar, and Mace. I don't want to say that this match was heatless, but it didn't have nearly. It didn't have that much heat, that much more heat than the 6-man tag earlier. This match was just kind of there. I didn't like it. I didn't dislike it. It was just there. Everybody got their shit in. Omos tagged in, dominated, hit the tree bomb on Ali, and won. And that was it. Didn't really have much to write about it. Didn't have much of a reaction to it. I could have done without it, to be perfectly honest with you. We get a Bobby Lashley hot video. We get a Bobby Lashley interview with MVP talking. Big E comes in the frame and says, just so you know, I'm cashing in my briefcase tonight. So it's known that Big E is going to cash in the briefcase. Also, earlier I forgot to talk about the backstage segment with Riddle and Orton. Riddle, of course, is just being Riddle. Orton puts his headphones on to ignore Riddle's rambling. Big E comes in and says, hey, just to let you know, I'm cashing in my briefcase tonight. Orton puts his headphones back on and Riddle just keeps talking. So then we go to a Dewdrop recap of the last 2 weeks. The shit that happened between Dewdrop and Eva Marie. Not going to go through that again. We have the match. The match was bad. I mean, it was a squash match, but Eva's just so trash. So, Dewdrop won. Hopefully we can drop this now. I gave that a dislike. I said it last week, man. Let's get Dewdrop something to do other than Eva Marie. I mean, she beat Eva Marie, so the program should be over, in my opinion. Let's have her mix it up with Nia Jax, have her throw her in the women's title picture. Also, shout out to Dewdrop. She just got married, so congratulations to her for that. We go to a Karrion Kross promo, which this was really well done because fading in and out, you saw Kross's matches over the past few weeks and how he's dominated people. So as he's narrating this, you see fading in and out, like I said, his past matches. So I gave that a like. That was well done. Speaking of promos, where the fuck has Elias been? Like, he had those promos saying Elias is dead a couple weeks ago, but we haven't seen him since. So, looking forward to seeing what to do with that. Looking forward to see what to do with Karrion Kross. He's saying that, about my one question that I have is he says that he's going to eliminate everybody on the roster until he gets what he wants. Well, what does he want? I mean, my assumption would maybe be the WWE Championship, but who knows? We go to a match, or main event now, is Randy Orton versus Bobby Lashley. The match was okay. I gave it a like because the match was passable, but it wasn't like anything epic, but I did give it a like. Highlight of the match came when Bobby Lashley got the Hurt Lock. He didn't fully get the Hurt Lock locked in. It was like a half Nelson, and Orton was like flexing his biceps to prevent the other arm from being locked in. But Orton elbowed him in the face, gave him an RKO. MVP pulled Bobby Lashley towards the ropes so Orton could get the pin. Riddle gets in MVP's face. Orton goes outside of the ring, RKO's MVP on the floor, which has got to be a bitch for both of them to take. Orton more so than MVP because MVP can protect himself with a face bump, even though it's on the floor. But Orton's taking a straight flat back to the floor. Never understood that. So then Orton gets back in the ring, eats a spear. 1, 2, 3. Then Big E comes in, cashes in his briefcase, and wins the WWE title. They go to my one nitpick with this is that when Big E came out and announced that he was gonna, cash in, they go to commercial break, and then they come back and they're in the ring, and then they ring the bell, and then Big E goes after Bobby Lashley's knee, which he somehow injured, spine busting Randy Orton through a table. I don't understand that. But yeah, Big E gets him. I want to say he hit the big ending on him. Pinned him 1, 2, 3, and the New Day celebrated. And as far as cash ins go, I'll give it about, I mean, he called it a spot. There was a struggle. Bobby Lashley did hit the spear, and Big E, of course, kicked out. So it just seems kind of random to do it. I mean, if the idea is to get more ratings, I kind of understand it. But it kind of fucks up Extreme Rules now because now we don't know what to expect. Are we going to get the tag title match at Extreme Rules? Are we going to get the tag title match next week? I suggested on a wrestling forum that I frequent that they should do. This is when Bobby Lashley was still champion. Just have Bobby Lashley MVP versus Randy Orton and Riddle for both titles. But Bobby Lashley is no longer champion, so this opens up the door for them to have that tag title match. But then what do you do with being a WWE champion? That's the question. All right, so I tallied my likes and my dislikes, and I came up with 8 likes and 5 dislikes, and I've decided to give the show a B. Overall, pretty good show. It was kind of hard to really get invested in the Randy Orton Bobby Lashley match, knowing that Big E said he was going to cash in. And especially having my friends ruin it for me, knowing for sure that Big E was going to cash in and win. But overall, the show was pretty decent. It has some bad spots, it has some good spots, but it was more good than bad. So that's why I gave it a B. As far as Big E becoming WWE champion, man, congratulations to that dude. He's definitely worked his ass off for years. He's earned it. And I'm just looking forward now to seeing what they're going to do next, heading into Extreme Rules when it concerns the WWE title. So this has been my review of Raw, man. I'm out. You guys have a nice night.